Okay, I just want to open up my Max project and go through it. Let's open it full screen. We're going to zoom out just a little bit and then zoom back in. Okay, so this exercise is basically broken down into 3 sections. The first part, we record our voice into the RAM of the computer. The second part, we can play it back. And the third part, which is kind of connected with the second part, is we can modulate the sound using filters that are programmed and associated to presets that we initiate by moving the mouse position on the X and Y axis. So perhaps we'll just go through it and then explain as we go. So we're going to turn on the ability to use the microphone so we can see our levels are being shown visually here. We're also going to go ahead and turn on the mouse tracking for the last step. And here our comment says hold spacebar to record, let go to stop recording. We'll visually see the recording in real time, and it's important to note that our buffer will hold up to 15 seconds of recording. So let's hold down the spacebar and we're going to start recording. We can see our recording visually being represented in the box above. If I'm quiet, it's small. If I talk louder, we see larger lines. I'm going to let go. Okay, so I've let go. When we move down in the patcher, we can see I've associated different keys to different objects to start and change functions. So if we click start, playback, we're going to hear the recording back, and we're going to start recording. We can see our recording visually being represented in the box above. If I press 2, the recording will stop. Now, as I said before, the buffer can hold 15 seconds. So if I start recording again, what's going to happen is my new recording will basically append over top of my old recording, but say my new recording is only 7.5 seconds, that means the 7.5 seconds from the first recording will then play after my new recording. So let's give that a shot. I'm recording again. We can see that the visualizer isn't looking great. And if I stop recording and I play back, so now I'm going to press 1 to play back, we're going to notice my new recording plays, and then the leftover of my first recording will play. So let's listen to that. I'm recording again. We can see that the visualizer isn't looking great. And if I stop recording and I play back in the box above, if I'm quiet, it's small. And we can see that louder, it started playing the old recording. So I'm going to press 2 to stop. And what I've done in order to kind of mitigate this problem is I've connected an object to clear the buffer. So say you record, you mess around, and you want to do a new recording fresh, you can press 3, and that will clear the buffer. So now there's no more data being shown. So let's record again, and let's turn this little toggle on here to loop our recording so we can play with the third part without having to stop. So we're going to click the loop button, and we're going to record a little bit, just me talking. The weather wasn't very nice outside today. It's getting cold now that it's in fall. I'm going to stop recording now. We're going to press 1 to play back, and we're going to record a little bit, just me talking. And now we're going to move the mouse around and see that today it's getting cold now that it's in fall. The sound changes. We're going to stop recording now. And we're going to record a little bit, just me talking. The weather wasn't very nice outside today. It's getting cold now that it's in fall. I'm going to stop recording now. So what's basically happening is I've divided my screen into the X and the Y axis. So I have an if statement that when the mouse is all the way to the left, we're initializing a filter that amplifies the low frequency, and then when we move to the right, it amplifies a different low frequency. The screen is 512 resolution on the X, so when you get above 756, it changes. Same for the Y position. Here I'm amplifying the highs. So when our position of our mouse is around 0 to 491, it calls the third preset, and when it goes above 491, it calls the fourth preset, which amplifies the highs even more. So really the whole idea of this exercise is to record your voice and be able to move the mouse around and hear it in different filters. You can also go ahead and manually move the EQ. You can change, if I lock the patcher, I can change my different passes and then play it back. And we're going to record a little bit, just me talking. But keep in mind that when you start moving the mouse, then the presets come back in. So that's essentially the project. What I've done here is the original recording plays through the left channel, and then the modified recording plays through the right channel. I've amplified the volume by 6 times in the right because when we have just kind of the low end playing, it's very quiet. But this is just to give you an idea, if you're wearing headphones, the difference. Oh, and then this little object here is just so when you start the recording, it fades in, which is just a nice little effect. So I believe that's a quick little tutorial of my project.